What's up, everybody? Just hanging out here tonight, doing our best of the week, the day after Christmas. That should
The
be a
history.
movie title, "The Day After Christmas." Like the day after tomorrow, but it's a disaster movie. So it's after Christmas. There's a disaster film takes place. Something awoke on Christmas Day, and now it's the end of the world, end times.
Of course.
Well, of course, it'd be great for sci-fi.
No, yeah, the Bears do something right for the first time in about 9 weeks, but of course they
See
commit.
right there, that leads to that. That'd be in the movie. Like football team that normally doesn't win suddenly starts winning games.
Yeah, they're cruising to their 11th straight loss tonight. That's got to be tough.
Well, good for them.
That's right. The little sluggers, they try.
You know what, though? They've accomplished something that most people can't do. Lose 11 games straight in a row.
There you go.
It takes skill to lose with style. What's up to Marania? Hello to Brian Sam. Hello, and Hanukkah starts today, right?
I don't know.
I think goes to the 30th or New Year's. I don't know. I don't know anything about Hanukkah. I just know that it's somewhere around this time of stretch.
It's not a. I don't think it's a fixed day like Christmas.
No, it's multiple days.
Yeah, I know, but the days that it happens varies. I think.
Last I checked, I think it goes to 20. It starts today or yesterday, and it continues going though. So,
no, but like Christmas is December 25th always, but I think Hanukkah it varies. It's sort of more like an Easter thing with the date. Varies from year to year. I think I could be completely wrong.
It's the evening of December 5th, Christmas Eve, or I guess the eve of Christmas Day. And then it goes through January 2nd. What is forbidden during Hanukkah? As people ask. Cool. During Hanukkah, you're not supposed to mourn or fast, according to the Jewish Theological Seminary. So you're not supposed to be depressed? Well, I guess a given, right? And do you guys light a candle for each day of Is that the menorah thing? Is you light a candle each day, another candle on the menorah, or do you blow one out or something like that? I'm just curious. I've never done. I'm not Jewish. Well, not practicing Jewish. I'm partly Jewish. That means, but yeah. I've always wondered about that. Yeah,
I think they light one because it's a celebration where they had enough oil for one day and it lasted. They certain a lot longer, and so they light them.
One candle per day. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Did you check out the thumbnail game at all this week, guys? You guys pick thumbnail I put up today for tonight?
I saw a Merry Christmas thing on it.
Yeah. I've been doing that, man. I just trying to add something in there every week. It's a different thing. But cool. All right, so we were talking about behind the stage. There was a debate as well last week as far as we're gonna get our books. Obviously, I got all my books except for two of them. My big box store had my books that I needed. The other one, the store at the mom and pop store I go to, not so much. They get their books tomorrow, so I gotta go there tomorrow. Hopefully, they have their two books that I wanted to get. Any books because they did not have them at the big box store, which is shocking because usually Vampirella is something they carry at the big box store, but this year didn't have it. Not birthday gifts, but Christmas gifts. My brother-in-law actually went to the comic book store that I go to, the mom and pop, and actually got me a gift certificate there. I was duly shocked. They're like, "What? You walked in there?" And then two, they have gift certificates. I had no idea. A gift voucher stuff. So he got me $10, so I have enough for one book. One Batman book. What's up, Jay? All right, I think that's it for people talking in the chat.
So Jay calling from texting from his car because I know he's on his way up to you to get some of those sweet 50-cent Valiants.
Is he really? No. I
Remember, he
don't
said he goes, I'll be just like make room. I'm on my way or something like that.
Oh, I did. I just posted that, and I've been busy, like 5 hours in it straight. I just finally got home. I went to the comic store, then I had to do some other stuff. Then I had to go. Yeah, it just it was not fun.
So nine long boxes of 50-cent books.
Yeah, yeah. They're all 50-cent books. They got mixed in there. Got solar. A lot of solar. They had them, and there was in there too.
I should have you pull those for me.
It's like they might be multiple copies. I go, but
because I decided I want to try to get the Magnuses and the Solars because they used to be gold key.
Yeah, but there's
of course I didn't care when I had them, but now that I don't, it's like I kind of want them.
So many of them. There's some Malibu mix in there too. Some Death's Head.
Yeah, I used to have some of the Marvel UK stuff, but I have no desire to get those back. And
right,
Malibu is just, I'd love to. I mean, if I were younger, I'd love to get a hold of that universe again, read my way through it. But
it's kind of how I feel. It's like when I've collected all of the Marvel real Ghostbuster stuff, the now comics, but I don't want the Marvel UK, I guess, because I was looking through those and they're just really, the covers are great, but they're clickbait covers. They have nothing to do with the inside. They had a Christmas cover with Egon on it, and I looked at I was flipping through, and I was like, that story's not in there. There's no Christmas story. It's a clickbait cover. It's like everything that's usually on the cover is never in the book, and it drives me nuts.
Well, the guy that does the art for Red Coat.
Yeah.
He was the artist on some of those old Marvel UKs. That was where he started.
Ah. Who was the cover artist in there? Was that's Frank?
Brian Hitch.
Brian Hitch. I thought. Oh, wait, Frank's on the Geiger.
Yeah.
Counter. Yeah. I guess, honestly, both those are good books today. Got those are in my list here too.
So when Brian Hitch was younger, he worked for in Britain, and he did some Marvel UKs.
I wonder
when Gary Frank was younger, he was still blaming Clark Kent for the accident that caused him to lose his hair.
Did Brian Hitch ever work with the Vertical at all? Any of those characters like Jamie Delaney and stuff?
I don't think so. I think Hitch was the artist on the Ultimates though in the early 2000s, the Mark Millar version.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of them were working together, and just
what is a Neptune in the 1337?
What's up, Neptune? But if you spam, I'm getting ready to block them. Please don't spam the chat. Yeah, that's over on Twitch right now. Yeah, mainly because our chat actually shows up because we're streaming the YouTube and Discord, so. Not Discord, YouTube and Twitch. So our little panel here, you can't see it, but it floods the chat, so I can't see both websites going. So please don't do that. YouTube is the same thing. Neptune, or I can't pronounce that. I'm butchering words today. It's Geeky Puppet Show. It's over on YouTube. Same name, Geeky Puppet Show. That's where we basically have all our older videos and everything we do on here. Twitch, we kind of just put it out there for a case for anybody who, like you, happens to be on Twitch and discovers us and maybe wants to come over to YouTube and just check out our backlog, because Twitch is kind of dumb in the fact it doesn't keep videos, or at least not permanently. So our concept is basically we just read comic books throughout the week, and then we also talk about the new books and do reviews about them. That's what we do on the Geeky Puppet Show. But hello to who else did I just pop in? Desert Rose, what's up, Desert Rose, and to Mega Ethereum. I don't want the Harley Quinn fart book, but I learned today that apparently there was another Harley Quinn book, but it was a scratch and sniff or something like that. So it's not the first one. It's just like they took the idea and just made it worse. Because I remember if you remember the day, Breen, they had those like scratch and sniff like
Yeah, but it might be
stickers.
like you scratch something that might smell like pine.
Yeah.
I mean, this is and again, it's amazing when a company has done so much damage to itself.
Mm-hmm.
It said if DC were going great, and this might be just taken as a one-off joke, but yeah, when you think about, like I said, the lady writing it, when
Yeah.
you think about what her last thing was for DC, having Ma Kent go to a drag show, you don't get the benefit of any doubts. That's why it's getting
It's
crucified.
well, yeah. Because honestly, the whole idea is dumb, and I would not be surprised if a ton of people buy it just because they think it's going to be worth money.
It's
Because
not going to sell shit.
it might smell like it though.
Well, yeah,
Like like I said,
but that's not the point. They don't care because
no.
look at the attention it's getting. We're talking about it. It'll get write-ups in Slate Salon and all the Daily Beasts and Entertainment Weekly blogs and blah blah blah. And yeah, but it won't sell. If I feel sorry for any shops that order heavy on it.
Yeah. Neptune, I'm not sure what you mean. How can I send you subs? You can only subscribe to the channel once through your YouTube. So, and Twitch, I'm not affiliate, so I can't get subscriptions or anything like Seth. So, not monetized on that. So, but anyway, yeah, I don't, like I said, Harley Quinn is such a divided fandom. There's people who do like the character and want to actually read a good story with the character. Then there's other ones who say they love the character, but they only like the Margot Robbie version, and they don't read the comic books.
Yeah, but, if you're a fan of what the character was at the beginning, I think you've accepted the fact that character doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
her only actual fans now aren't even comic book fans; they're shipper fans that love the idea of her and Ivy, but they don't buy the comics. They write fanfic.
Yeah,
look on Tumblr for Tumblr art with the two of them, and it's just that character. It's as a viable comic book character. I think she's pretty much over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Turno, if you go over on YouTube, you go in the video description. There is the links there. If you want to donate, there's Ko-Fi channel. You can go through there. The link on that, and you can donate money that way. Or if you go through YouTube as well, you can also hit the donation button on there too, which is actually in part of the chat on YouTube. But all right, though, let's get into this though. I'll start you off the books. Jeff, you still there, or are you just kind of like just hiding?
I'm here.
Okay. You don't even have an icon tonight.
I don't think he ever does.
Can't afford them. They're too expensive.
I don't know how to get a good picture, so I just
How to get a good picture?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I can't. I wanted to find one, but I just can't do it, and this is just as good as any other ones.
I guess so. Yeah. Brain's got one up on you. He figured out how to do pictures.
No, my buddy Joe figured it out for me.
There you go. See,
that's not true. That's not true.
How to do stuff like
Brain had a Superman Spider-Man one up there.
I can. The ones I have in the file, I can do that, but I can't. If I wanted to get a brand new picture, I couldn't do that.
Right-click, save as, put it into that folder, and then you just do the same thing you're doing with the Flintstone. Yeah, that's all it is. Because if you're not a member of StreamYard, you don't have your own premium account. You can't have more than one icon. Where if you're a manager like I am through Puppetines, basically his YouTube channel here, I can have like 14 to 16 of them. So it's kind of nice to switch through them. But yeah, I did that one time where I remember like guesting, and I didn't have wasn't a manager in the channel, and wow, that is annoying. You have to delete, then upload, then if you want to change it, you got to delete that, then upload. It's a pain in the butt, but they do it on purpose because I know they want you. Like you want you to be so frustrated that you actually just go and pay for it. But I don't know. So I only do it because I do the Extreme Movie Show and this channel, and then I'm helping out with on I Love Comics. But
Remember, I used to have the America Chavez cover.
yeah,
I can't find that anymore.
I wish, man, I wish I could like manage like do it for you and go in there because I know I can change your name and your headline and all that stuff, but I can't change your photo, which I think is like dumb. It's like, why can't I just change the icon too?
I don't know. All right, well, talk to us. What do you got book wise today?
Book wise today, all right. 6, 7, 8. And I got 9 books today, 9 new ones. All right, number 9 for this week is Justice League Unlimited, number 2. Honestly, this is actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. You know, it's trying to be well, and it's Mark Waid and Dan Mora. And I keep getting this confused whenever I look at it. It's like, oh, this isn't the Jeff Lemire book because Jeff Lemire is doing the JSA. But some pretty cool stuff. If you like Blue Beetle and you like a lot of the League stuff or Justice League Unlimited, the cartoon, it's kind of the same concept. You're getting all the main heroes, but they're also branching out, having pretty much everybody on the Watchtower. They have the Challengers, they have the Unknown. You've got what was the other group they had on there too? They had a bunch of them, but they got the Doom Patrol. Basically whatever it calls for. Red Tornado is basically monitoring the Watchtower, kind of like John did in the cartoon series, and he's dispatching heroes where they need to be.
Didn't Wade say he wasn't doing any capes and cowls anymore?
No, he said he might not be able to do them well anymore.
Yeah, because
these were already written before that.
Yeah, these are So, but overall, like I said, Dan Mora's art is second to none as far as current artists. I'm just loving this. Dr. Cult on the team. We got Parademons kidnapping children. Apparently, Darkseid's dead. Did not know that in this current universe because I'm not really following that much of DC. But this Parademon had his nest. He was creating other Parademons, and turns out that he had no idea that he's just basically been a fail-safe plan that base was abandoned. Meanwhile, we have all the atoms working together, basically still trying to restore people's powers. Because after Amanda Waller's stupid little absolute power thing, stealing powers for the Mazo droids, people's powers are so scrambled. This guy's got Atom Smasher's strength, so they had to create this device to basically transfer the powers back into the Atom Smasher. And like I said, Mr. Terrific, he's got his awesome haircut, which you will see in the James Gunn movie Superman. People complain about how the hair looks dumb, but it's kind of like comic book accurate. They've been doing it like that. It's always great to see the JSA working or popping up in a Justice League book. So you got Stargirl and like I said, Atom Smasher. That's also too on the Watchtower. The Justice League of Society is also on there too. So it's like, I love it because they basically made the Watchtower the hub for all the heroes. So if a villain decides to nuke it, like you could take them all at once. But Wonder Woman, Mary Marvel get a team up in this. Just an awesome, cool book. If you like Justice League, you'll enjoy this. John Jones also reveals at the end of this basically that he basically has his powers were also affected. His powers were stolen too, but he never got them fully back. So now the League is kind of like blindsided because they thought he still had his powers. But you get to see John Jones basically go against his Parademon. He still has his shape-changing abilities, and he just basically starts going crazy to the point where Wonder Woman has to lasso him to pull him off because he lost his to his anger.
So you recommend this, right?
I do. I'm really liking this.
Did you see next week's new books?
Yeah, I saw that. Unfortunately, get rid of John Ridley. Just put Ryan Parrott on there.
Oh, I was on that. I've got 2 books on my pull next week.
Yeah,
I may grab the 2 Justice Leagues and the Pet World's Finest.
Christopher Cantwell is doing Challenges Unknown, and don't really care for him, but I do love the art in here. You can get to see the Challenges Unknown kind of interacting with John. Not John, but Hal Stewart or Hal Jordan. Wow, Hal Stewart would be kind of weird if they merged. We get to see Wally West in here too. Wallace West, I should say, if it zooms in.
necessary Zoom.
Yes. And then, like I said, I'm not a big fan of Cantwell, but the one thing about this is I get to see more about what's going on in the actual story. I guess the overall story. You're gonna learn more about Darkseid and stuff. Other stories in here. You got New Gods supposed to be coming out with Ram V and having Kegel. That's going to be happening soon this month. Also, look at the question by Alex Agara, which I may or may not get. But basically, it's revealed that Batman and Superman recruited her. That she's there to basically watch over the league, make sure that they stay in line. Which I thought was like, why? But like I said, I'm just loving this. Like I said, I get the interaction with the league, everything. It's just basically going back to the Justice League Unlimited cartoon series. If you're a fan of that, you're gonna like this. Now, just like when it comes to the Marvel Ultimate Universe, not every book that's connected to this is going to be written by someone that you actually like. And it's already got Christopher Cantwell and John Ridley. But yeah,
Cantwell, apparently is doing a very good job on Plastic Man.
That's a good sign because
but John Ridley sucks on everything he does. So
yes, didn't he also write that racist other history of the DC universe?
Yeah, and Superman getting gang raped. I mean, he's a sick racist.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. There's number 8 for me for this week. Is Green Arrow. Number 2. Or should I know? Like I call it number 2 because I skipped the first run. This is issue 19, second issue into Chris Condon's run. Street level Green Arrow, who I don't know if his identity's. I'm guessing his identity's not public, but he's basically the whole entire time he's been covering his face. So I'm not sure what's happened since Absolute Power. If he's pretending to be, if they're pulling the whole CW verse where I am not the Arrow, I'm a new guy under the mask. It's like because his identity was always public. So I don't know what's going on, but he basically he's investigating his former friend who was found murdered. And he's working with this cop, both together. They have an uneasy relationship working together. This senator who's just been killed, and of course he gets in a little tiff here, and with this other cop who basically says like anybody who wears a mask, is they're hiding because of something, because they're guilty of something, and just like it was kind of dumb. And then I'm starting getting a little sense, like him with the whole. Billionaires are not really that cool. They're kind of jerks. Like the TDS is starting to get in a little bit, just a little bit. But because like I understand in the Neil Adams run, he was kind of a progressive, I guess you call it, or liberal. Whatever the term that was back then. But he's kind of he's I don't know. It's like he's starting to act a little bit like today's liberal, but not too much. Not enough.
I said I was my fear, and that's why I didn't get into it.
Yeah,
was that Epitaph in the Abyss story
yeah.
that was solo written by him. I'm afraid that left to his own devices, he's going to turn Oliver Queen into a progressive, which pretty much every writer has managed to avoid. And if he becomes, like I said, a bike lock carrying, Antifa supporting progressive, then it'll be gone in 6 months, because the people that want that shit don't pay for that shit.
I'm trying to figure where it says. They had said something. They actually name dropped like liberal or something in the book. I can't remember what it says, but yes, because it doesn't name drop it, but they're talking. So he's like, so Senator Foley dead, couldn't happen to a nicer guy, and she's like, you know him? I was aware of him. I saw how cozy up how he cozy up to corporate interests. Forget the little people. You know, the constitutions were. You know.
There's a difference between a liberal and a progressive. Progressives are people like
Yeah.
AOC and stuff like
Like
that.
he's like the whole thing of this is like, oh, this senator is dirty, and he doesn't care about spilling or whatever, cutting costs by polluting. You know, it's like I'm tired of the Greenpeace bullshit, Arrow, and I don't want
I'm gonna guess that Chris Condon was is a fan of Luigi Mangione. I'm just gonna throw that out there,
that.
and we'll see.
killer-
We'll see it unfold if I'm right.
Yeah. Yeah, it says like the killer brought drugs and contaminated. The killer in this book is they're known as the freshwater killer. They basically poisons people with water, with dirt. It's just I don't know. Like I'm so confused on this book because like then it goes from like serious to like stuff, and then kind of like talking about his ego and just kind of like lightly flirting. But I'm confused about it. But then he goes like, "Oh my gosh, it's Green Arrow." This guy is like, I'm a big fan of yours, and so it's like, why is this in the book?
Yeah, I've never understood that the hero worship by normie characters, because SJW Marvel did that all the time.
Yep,
and it's just ridiculous. Like where the teenage girl have a poster of the X-Men in her room. Anyway, I don't get crazy.
No. So basically, like she goes out to walk her dog, and they realize the killer has not left. He's still in the premises somewhere. And it turns out the killer's actually on the yard, and if they see him on the camera, he runs out to go save her.
The call is coming from inside the house.
Yeah, right. Pretty much. Yeah. And there's a lot of kids in here. You might like it, Brain. But like I said, he finally gets the villain, shoots him in the air. I'm like, oh, that's easy. And then like the mask is taken off, and I'm like, I can't remember who it's supposed to be, but it's like it's some woman. I'm wondering if it's like the mother of the child, because at the beginning there's a child who drinks the water, or doesn't even drink water, but like starts loosening, starts like foaming at the mouth, having a seizure. And I'm guessing that's who that's supposed to be at the end, and she's the freshwater killer or something like that. But I don't know. For me, the best part of this whole book for me was the McFarlane toys.
Yeah.
Which it's like I said, the book is okay, but I'm worried. There's like I don't want to hear him about him just basically like, oh, I hate billionaires. I'm like, and because I really want someone to go in the comic book say like, aren't you a billionaire too? But I'm the good billionaire. Like
you have to be the right type of billionaires, like what is his name? The guy from Hungary. Breen.
I don't know who that is.
The guy who backs all the
Soros.
Soros. That's their good type of billionaire as opposed to Musk.
So I gotta ask anybody in the chat: is anybody actually reading the Green Arrow book, or just going off our reviews? Because like I said, Jay says I hate Ollie now. Are you reading have you been reading the Green Arrow book? Or are you just going off, like said, like previous volumes before? Because I'm not sure how badly Ollie's been written previously before this.
Well, the early issues of this series that Condon's on now, I liked. I just cut back. Yeah, I can't. I don't know. I don't know what it was that made me quit reading it, but it wasn't. I didn't hate it by any stretch.
All right, so this is my number 7 this week. Void Rebels, issue number 15. Hot Rod shows up on the planet with the rest of them, and this is kind of cool because I think he gets to meet. I think it's Sidewinder is the name of the guy. Hook up the other Autobot. They talk about what he was originally there for, and he was searching for something. Meanwhile, we have the girl from the book, who's basically been following through this endless tunnel, like or I guess, pit, and in total darkness. And she's got Handroid. The main character is a android that he gave to her, and it's a little comedy little thing. He's like, are you sure? Where she's like, he says like, this is getting ridiculous. We've been falling for a while, and she's like, we could hit bottom at any moment. Be ready. She's like, ready for what? Getting you smashed on impact at this velocity. I don't think either of us is going to survive this. Even if I do, I'm not going to have the medical equipment to resemble you. She's like, Zerta didn't leave me on this, for only for me to die like this. That is not her way. He's like, are you sure? I'm generally asking and hoping you are, because I have a self preservation sub programming. She's like, I'm sure. He's like, if I'm going to survive this. Good news is that the fall is making our journey significantly shorter. But, and then, like I said, like there's a lot of stuff like this, and like I said, if you're not following this book, it's not gonna really make a lot of sense to you. But basically, like there's something on this planet that the two warring like sides have been like battling over, like, but they're not really battling over, but there's a deeper meaning to it. And Hot Rod and Sidewinder, they basically are kind of knowing about it. And then meanwhile, you have the bad guys who just basically discover this planet, and eventually you're going to come and attack them. But meanwhile, we got the former bad guy who was from a couple of issues ago, is basically repairing his destroyed robotic limbs with the help of the boy. And then at the end, when she actually gets at the very end of the actual, she stops falling, she lands there, and she uses the key that she was given to, and all of a sudden there is this, like, we're left with this, is like, I am Vector Theta. Before the sacred ring was I who reactivates me, and it kind of leaves you on a cliffhanger like this. So like I said, it's the book's finally getting interesting, because now it's something like, okay, I'm gonna know what this is now. Before, it's just kind of like them talking. I don't care. Let's move the plot more. So, kind of what Kirkman does. Kirkman doesn't move the plot as fast. He did the Walking Dead. Walking Dead was like that. You get like a little teaser, and then you gotta wait. Number 6 for this week: Silent Night. Final issue. Kind of ends pretty quickly. Basically, they make it into the tower, and they're basically plagued with nightmares of hope, or basically about all despair. Basically, like, Clark ends up seeing like Metropolis destroyed. Iris's daughter sees her father dead, but turns out that's actually true. And then because basically Batman, because he always is, sees through all the illusion bullshit and basically helps everybody else out. Then they come across there's a riddle or something like that, and basically they're asked by this frog, and just basically Batman ends up figuring out what it means and saves the day. It's not too deep. It's pretty much what Batman does in every comic book like this. And they end up defeating the villain with the help of not Baron Blood. What's his name? Jason Blood is returned back to be his human form, and he's wearing an armor. And they're like, okay, where did they get the armor from? It turns out it's actually Metamorpho gave him the armor. They battle against the other Silent Knight, I guess his name is. And then everything's all good. Everybody starts coming back to life. So, and they go to North Pole and get drunk. Well, not drunk, but yeah, pretty much everybody goes hangs out at the North Pole. And what's really cool about this is, like, I hope this just stays in continuity, because they're like, at the end, they're like, yo, you're part of the League now. Santa is on the Justice League. It's so cool. So, like I said, it's short and sweet. It's entertaining. It's safe for kids. I feel weird saying that about a DC book that's safe for kids, because there's a lot of them that are not for kids.
Yeah.
But this is good. I'd say if you want your kids that want something cool, pick up Volume 1, and then in a few months or so, pick up the Volume 2 of this. Silent Night Returns. and you'll enjoy it. All right, top 5. What do they talk about in the chat? Haven't read GA since Rebirth. Not reading it. Not reading it. GA. Arsenal's better than GA. I guess. So, I mean, probably written better. I haven't read the older stuff. Silver Age, Green Arrow. I don't think I've ever read, but Green Arrow was the Mike Rell series, which I really loved. Arsenal.
Well, the only Green Arrow series before that was the 4-issue miniseries.
Yeah.
In '83, and then Longbow Hunters, which led into the Mike Rell series, which he also wrote. So there's
number 5. It's actually a decent issue. Brain, did you pick this up this week?
I did.
That was actually pretty good. Basically, like I said, like it was kind of weird because they kept getting these interludes throughout the book. I don't understand it, but basically Jimmy Olsen and Silver Banshee kept having these interludes through the whole entire story. So I don't understand what that's point of that is, but Lois and basically Superman talk about, well, basically they have a date. The whole thing is they're having a date with themselves. And it's revealed basically because it goes back to basically before Absolute Power events. Superman says, I gotta watch my anger because when I got infected by that red kryptonite artificial one, it infected me. So I gotta keep myself basically in check. Otherwise, I can end up being seriously control. And then, of course, Amethyst shows up in this issue too as well. I believe that's one of his favorite characters.
Doesn't look much like the Amethyst I remember, but
I know, right? But she's got a giant sword. But Lois does something that Superman can't do, apparently. Sells world peace.
Well, of course she's better than him at everything.
She plays mediator and gets them to basically do truce, because the only reason they're warm because one of them had a sick grandma and needed medication. Oh, that's not my emphasis. Interlude 3. Lex Luthor is flirting with Mercy.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, because she's been checking for more stuff, I guess, trying to cure him or traces of Brainiac inside their system. And he's like, hey, long night, Mrs. Graves. She's like, Mr. Luthor, I've been running scans to see if I can find a trace of Brainiac in our systems, and that is the key to getting your memory back. She's like, what are you doing here? He's like, please call me Lex. I was here to see my daughter, Lena, but I have to be honest, I came to see you. It's turning into a romance novel here. She's like, me? He's like, yes. I don't remember my past, but ever since we met, I can't stop thinking about you. Thought we could talk. Iced espresso with almond milk. How did you know my favorite? Even before, I didn't think you ever noticed. Like, what is going on? Are they setting up for Valentine's Day comic books?
I don't know, but it's something new to do with Lex.
Yeah.
That's my favorite page in the book.
And then we get James Gunn Superman or Clark Kent.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one that noticed that.
They're making him to look exactly like James Gunn Superman.
Yeah.
I hate that crap.
I do not have as much as I do.
Well, making Tony look like RDJ Robert Downey Jr. They shouldn't have done that. And then just like DC shouldn't do this, because I don't want Clark Kent going from. Remember the very first beginning of the series, how freaking broad he was. He was like absolute Batman.
Yeah.
Now he's a scrawny little kid. It looks like John Kent kissing his mom.
Well, Clark Kent, when he's not, writing for the Planet, he's running a major independent wrestling company.
I mean, even in this one, Action Comics, he's swole compared to in this book. So
that one of the few things I've agreed with Aaron about.
Yeah.
Is Clark Kent has Tony Khan hair.
he does.
In the movie, he absolutely does. I don't like it.
I know, I don't like it either. Not because it's Tony Khan hair. It's just the fact that I just don't
I'm
like
like, that hairstyle's dumb.
Yeah, and then when he has the actual Superman hair, it doesn't look like Superman hair. It still looks bad. He hardly even has a little swirl, barely. But yeah, it turns out these people have come. They want Doomsday, who's locked away in chamber at the Supercorp when they're using artificial black mercy to keep him like basically asleep. So, and now these people are like, give us him or we'll destroy your planet. Where have I heard that trope before? All right, number 4, Moon Knight, the Fist of Khonshu, number 3. This has actually been a very fun series. Like I said, I just wish they'd stop changing the freaking name every 10 issues. Unless you're gonna do it, it's like, or otherwise have it be a standalone. Jed McKay, this is volume 4, and they have like say volume 4, Fist of the Khonshu. Like do that, so people know. Like okay, this is only for this. This and it'd be so much easier if they did that. But basically, they're attacked by basically at the Midnight Mansion. They're attacked by some cops. They're basically working for these drug lords, basically selling this new addictive, like basically drug. And the cops are basically dirty cops. They said the Midnight Mansion. The Midnight Mansion is basically was basically possessed or a living haunted house. Well, some female character, I guess, in the beginning. I don't know who she's supposed to be, but I don't know, some chick with a sword. Basically, kills the, or at least seemingly kills the haunted house spirit, and that allows the cops to basically get in and raid them. Also, in past issue, we learned that Hank Pym's still alive. Apparently, I don't know how, but Mark says Hank Pym is alive. And Tiger is kind of upset because like she wouldn't tell me. He's like, "Well, I just came back to the dead. I was going to tell you, but I got killed first." Yeah. Cops come in to arrest him, and pretty much he says, "Fuck this shit," and just starts beating him up. Everybody, hell breaks loose, yeah. So now they end up retreating into a bunker down below that belonged to it's a decommissioned. All right, I guess it's called decommed shield installation. It's based in the sewers, kind of like Detective Comics during Mariko Tamaki's run, when they no longer were in like the washout was destroyed, so they moved down into the sewers, and yeah. Even Moon Knight, because they asked her like, well, so you came down here and dragged the bad guy out? He's like, no, I just killed him. He just left him here in there. Moon Knight doesn't give a shit. He just killed him. So the guy's been down here rotting for a while. But yep. So they also learned that the corrupt cops are all in the mayor and the news are all against them. They turn them out to be terrorists and say they're the ones that are selling the jingle jangle drugs. And so now there might be complications. I wonder if they actually will bring in like the Avenger saying like, because he's supposed to be like, because after the whole, I guess the last, I forget what events were basically with Khonshu, Moon Knight was put under house arrest, or Khonshu was, and they broke Khonshu out during the blood hunt. So I wonder if the Avengers are going to get involved. Be like, because I don't think the only thing that would make sense if they actually involved like the other heroes, because Moon Knight was under surveillance originally, where Tigra was working undercover for the Avengers to keep an eye on them for them. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Continuity hasn't really existed in Marvel for a long time. Mark Gruenwald was the last person to actually keep them in line.
That's not true.
Who else?
Quesada did a real good job of keeping the continuity going for about 5 years. Hasn't existed in like the last 15, but
yeah.
Gruenwald was better. Well, Jim Shooter was the best.
Yeah.
In fact, the only time he made an exception for the death of Captain Marvel graphic novel because it was such an important story. But other than that, continuity was absolutely adhered to. Grunwald was good at keeping that going.
Yeah.
Although it was never. I don't know if he was ever editor in chief, but it was disappeared in the early 2000s. Casada brought it back, but once All New, All Different started, nothing's mattered ever since.
I think Casket of Ancient Wonders was going through.
That was mid 80s. That was Shooter.
Oh, Shooter, sure.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was Grunwald.
No, that was during well, Grunwald was at Marvel, but he wasn't.
No, I thought
editor in chief. That was during Walt Simonson's run.
All right. Did you pick up this today?
I did.
I like it. It's got the Christmas colors. It says issue number 4 of 10. This is my number 3 for this week. Normally this is my number 1 book. I just love everything that's going on. Artist for this week is Cliff Chang, who is doing his best to basically do his Tim Sale impersonation art, and does pretty well. Basically, Batman got in a fight with a villain, got stabbed, and autopilot drove the car into the cave, crashed it.
Got shot.
Didn't
they say he was have to get the bullet?
Oh, that's right. He was shot. Yeah. And he was shot by, I think is that Alberto, or is that the other one? That's the other Falcone. Alberto's dead.
I forgot.
Mario, I think. Mario.
Falcone.
Because Alberto's dead. He was killed by his sister, Sophia. But I love the design of the car and stuff. That's so cool. It kind of looks like the Batman Returns car, a little bit, with giant monster big wheel tires on the back. Meanwhile, while they're basically doing their best to basically save his life. Oh man, guess his life, Grundy. The two guys are we're talking about. It's like I don't like, oh, Merry freaking Christmas. It's like, hey, boss wants us to pay us to babysit a dead guy. He gets to pay us to babysit a dead guy. He's like, you don't believe that crap about him, come back from the dead. He's like, nah, why would he? It's of course. They're like, dude, like, you taking a leak? He's like, why? Water in the boat, and then Grundy's just pulling in, and then Grundy just kills him. And then this basic Grundy just goes on a rampage and just walks over to Arkham Asylum, ends up breaking Glinda Dent out of the prison. Meanwhile, it's just basically it's a struggle. They're trying to save Bruce's life. And Alfred says it's like now because Tim's or not Tim, but Dick's like, now what? He's like, wait until he decides he is ready. Like, what do you mean? Can't you just give him a shot and wake him up? He's like, we've done all we can, and he alone he alone needs to find the will to live. So what does Robin do? Steals the Batmobile after they fix it, because they're fixing it while he was waiting for him to get out of his coma, whatever he's in. And he's like, he just drives it in there. He ends up going to see Calendar Man. He's been doing this for a while, and last time he did it, Catwoman showed up. So he fights against Catwoman. Basically gets the upper hand on her, knocks her out with a gas pellet. The only problem is that he put a crack in the Calendar Man's cage. So Calendar Man's going to be breaking out. He's not. I don't think he's going to be in there next issue, or at least he's going to be doing something else. And here's Grundy basically breaking in, getting Glinda out of there. Man, it's fun. I love the art in this too. This has been fun. Basically, Robin brought Catwoman back to cave. She slaps him basically for he's like, you little bastard. He's like, hey, Batman got shot. He's like, I'm not gonna. He's like, I don't know what to do. So I don't pretend to understand what you two have or have not. But his doctor says he needs the will to live to wake him up, and I figured you'd know what that means. And then she kind of realized, and then she whispers something to Bruce's ears and the face, and then kisses him, and then Bruce kind of just basically wakes up, and you get a touching moment from father and son hugging each other because he thought Bruce was going to die. And then basically it's like, it's like, she's like, so I'm going to need a ride out of here if you're up to it. He's like, let me shower and change my clothes. Robin, get her a blindfold. So I'll be waiting in the car. And, yeah, they end up leaving. And only to be confronted, he's like, Happy New Year, Bat in the Cat. We get Joker at the end. So I do implore anybody who's not reading this, you're a fan of the Joker, you're a fan of this series of Batman the Long Halloween. If you love the original one Joker in there, this is cool. He's got the Riddler's cane here. He's got Mad Hatter's hat on, and he's got Freeze's gun. I think it's Freeze's gun. It looks like it. So, and a Christmas wreath. So, I'm looking forward to this. This has just been this is an awesome ride. And of course, there's always stuff in the back too, information about the book. And yeah, Ariana Turtano, or sorry, Adrian, because you're a guy, you're not a girl. Pretend to be a girl.
At least shave your face.
Yeah, right. But here's the other thing too.
Shave your tits. Oh, sorry.
If he won't do it, why will he? She. Just breakdowns of the art pages. Like I said, they really put so much love into this. And yeah, you get a pin up in the back of the alternate cover. So even if you didn't buy the alternate cover, you get the variant covers in the back. And then preview for next months or 2 weeks from now. The Joker. So original Tim Sale art too. I love that. It's very good book. But unfortunately, it's number 3 because number 2 is Geiger. A series that kind of admit I was not liking the second series. And it kind of started creeping up on me. And it a little better and better and better. Basically, the results from the very first volume, Geiger killed these people, and now they want him dead. There's a bounty on him. They come to collect, and he says, like, dude, just like the previous guy who came after me, I'm gonna melt your face. And kind of what he does towards the end, with the help of his sidekick. I forget what his name is, but yeah. Things happen. Geiger loses control of his radiation. The other guy basically has to go in and almost sacrifice his life just to get his control balance back in. With the help of Barney the dog. Yes, the dog's name is Barney. And at the end, pretty much after they save the town, these people tell him like just leave, don't ever come back. And he gives a speech. He's like, you know what? I once had kids. My kids were trapped in a shelter with their mother for years. I protected it from scavengers instead of trying to find a way to get them out safely. I was convinced the radiation made it impossible to open the door and let them out. The truth was, I thought it was better that they were locked away. I should have worried more preparing them instead of protecting them so they'd have the tools to survive this messed up world and maybe having a fighting chance to change it. Because the people are basically like, they hate outsiders, the adults are. And they don't like the kids. They're burning books. They're basically fascists.
But while you're, can you send Aaron a link?
Which Aaron?
Ours.
Oh, okay.
The other bald Aaron. Well, actually, no, Lepresti? No, the third bald Aaron.
Alrighty. Yeah, just a second. I'll pause this. This is what happens when you interrupt this. You don't have a link. I apologize to our studio audience. This live broadcast.
Oh, I thought you apologized to the Price is Right audience.
Well, he didn't message me.
And I was just talking to him.
Oh, okay. So I just saw he was saying everybody was up for a stream. That's all.
No, I checked it. I can't remember 3 days of not hearing from him in any chats or anything. I thought that was unusual, so I said, basically, I was checking to see if he was, make sure he hadn't, gone to, Panama or something.
He doesn't have the money for that. All right. Send him a link.
Okay.
All right. We sorry about that. We'll resume right back to our main program here. I almost did like wrong book. Honestly, this has been a fun book. We even get introduction of another tie-in, which I've been loving this. Redcoat.
Yeah.
Junkyard Joe. They're all tying in, and then we have Johnny Appleseed. And it's just basically getting better and better. And return of Junkyard Joe. Next issue.
I'll bet you that's a scene that Junkyard Joe has happened upon. I don't think he's the one that did all that. He's standing around.
Oh, that? Yeah. Well, no. That's the guy that Geiger killed. That's the guy.
Okay.
That's the guys that he murdered because he built
that's right. Duh.
So, like he said, like I told you, the guy said, "Hey, what makes you think I want to do what they did the last night?" He's like, "Oh, because the guy's like, oh, you put all your special metal into this armor, but then his sidekick it basically helps sprays the guy with the stuff that basically neutralizes his armor, and he basically just melts the guy's face off." It's like a fatality he keeps doing every time. MK would love that. Very fun book. But of course, the number one book of the week is Redcoat. Absolute fun. Story takes place the first one is 1873, but I believe when Simon Pierce shows up, it's 1901, right?
Mm-hmm.
The story that he would not talk about the time the last issue when he was basically Albert Einstein on his deathbed. They talked about you have to get past this. What happened in 1901? Basically, this guy.
Well, the story takes place in 1873.
Is it 73?
There's a reference to 1901 in there.
Okay, I was confused about that because I just don't know why they mentioned it in this part though. But anyway. This guy's name is, they call him Daniel Heaviside, shows up at this small little town, Donner, Potiphar, pretty much. He sits down, the girl flirts with him and stuff, they hit him on the back of the head, they drop him in, after they take his clothes, throw him into this trapdoor. You kind of know where it's going. Simon Pierce shows up, hey, what's up? And comments about, I should have probably, notice the smell, the flies, the buzz of the flies, all that crap. And the girl flirts them. They knock him out. They stab him after he puts up a fight. And he talks about basically every time I die, it's kind of remember the spirit, and that every time he dies, he would see a certain thing, and she'd tell him it's not your turn. Time he goes back. So every time he dies, he ends up basically seeing his father. He doesn't know why, but it's a memory is what pops in there. So he ends up waking up in this, and a bunch of corpses. He gets out, gets his revenge on the family pretty much. He even kills little old grandma, and I gotta point out they're actually German too. So I was like, at first I'm like, oh, is this gonna be tied to Albert Einstein? No, this is a random German family. And what really disturbs him though, because like among all the bodies, he finds a little girl's body that was in the cellar, and it basically it just disturbs him to this day. But Johnny Appleseed apparently has a grudge against our boy. They don't say why, but he says, something is he's like he's about to take him out. He's like, no, it's too early. Pierre won't understand yet. He won't know. So basically, this is a future version of the Northerner, which is the series coming out in 2025. And then they give you some more information about that. So it's actually been a really good series, and they're kind of showing more about this too in the back. I didn't notice anything updated on this. Did you?
I didn't even look at that page.
Yeah. But yeah. And then he tells you about what's coming out more. More Huns were in here, and we got Red Coat. So Hyde Street, number 3 is the next one. And then yeah. And then of course I love this because they just focus on everything they have here. So it's I might get a Red Coat shirt. I'm not sure. We have to see what the price is. If it's $40, screw that. Or anything above that. I'm not paying for a concert t-shirt. I don't understand that. It's like, I understand your little mini, indie thing, but it's like you make some. Jeff Johns just signs a few books. You can pay for everything. Alrighty. And then I'll quickly do my back issues, and then we'll go over to Geekeasy or whoever wants to go next. But all right. Out of the dollar bins this week, my shop. All-Star Comics number 28.
That one was in your dollar bin?
Yep.
Holy shit. That's a book there, man.
There's a lot of stuff, like I said, that's only that they mark them down to $1 because no one wants them.
I beg to differ there, brother. I want to find your guys' dollar bins. Are you kidding me?
Well,
even in Orlando, these would be in the $2. They have a $2 bin. That's where they would have been.
dollar bin number 32.
Yeah. I mean, that's if I can find them, I could sell them for $2. Obviously, I could find them for cheaper. But
he's not wrong though. It's easier for at this point. It's easier for you to sell it for $2 or $3 on an auction than it is for most comic book shops to get $1 for it. It's amazing how little back issues are missed. That's why my store basically got away from them.
Yeah,
or that was just an elaborate excuse to fire me. But they're that back issues aren't moving.
No,
well,
but
like
the shit on Whatnot is flying.
Yeah. I hear that. I keep being told I should go to Whatnot. I've checked. I don't even know how to run that. See, what I'm saying is the dollar bins that I come across. Like, if you want to get an entire collection of last month's comics, I could do that. Or if you want every Image comic that's ever been produced, I could do that. Never do they have Betty and Veronica or All-Star Comics or anything like that.
All right. Then we go to $2.
Now that you'll see, especially with all those spine ticks, Champion Sports, that does it. But I don't touch it anymore because I had one issue of Champion Sports for like 8 months. It just kind of.
I just got it because it's like I'm not looking to collect the thing. It was just there. I was like,
yeah, hey, and it's a fun read. Most of those, well, the ones I read anyway were Brave and the Bold reprints.
And then again, I found one of these. So
you do have that entire run coming, by the way.
I know, but I like having doubles sometimes. All right, and then. For another $2, Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man, number 73.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. And that's not in bad condition, judging from the spine and the corners and such.
Yep.
Yeah. Like the one at the Coliseum of Comics, it was a $2 bin. And sometimes they would throw in like the most water-damaged books.
Right.
Yeah. Jackson's over here talking about how they don't even have dollar bins. It's pretty sweet.
So I'm guessing this is the one shot.
Yep.
Yeah, that was something they did in the late '90s. The plus books.
The one that. Oh, sorry, Eric.
No, it's about 6 or 8. There was a Supergirl plus, a Nightwing plus. I think, and then some titles that would surprise you, but they were fun.
And then I came across, I don't know where it is now. I have to go find it, but I came across at Myers by me store, similar to Walmart and all the other ones, big box stores. I got the new Archie Christmas stocking book.
Really? Oh, the digest.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are still being sold in the
not Walmart's by me.
Stores. No.
they're all out of grocery stores. It's the first time I've seen Myers. I was like, dang, because I used to see it at all my Kroger's, and stuff, and they eliminated all that crap because basically no one was buying it and they're just throwing it away.
Wow.
Which is sad, because they didn't cost that much. It was like $4 or even less than that. But Geeky, is he awake?
Hey, you care if I go next?
Well, sure.
Jeff, do you care if I go next?
Go right ahead.
All right, because mine won't take long at all.
You got one book?
No, I've got 6, but
And that's
you'll find
all
out.
there is.
You'll find out. All right, number 6, Silent Night. It's there, like Penguin said. This is just fun. If you're looking for more than that, if you're looking for deep meanings.
No.
Yeah, you're just going to be looking for things that aren't there. It's definitely worth reading because it's just a lot of fun.
It's a great Batman not Batman but Justice League basically group, and it's done by Jeff Parker, who did Batman 66.
Number 5, Hornsby and Halo. This is I'm really liking this. The girl, she's out, and this biker gang rolls through, and she's just pawned some stuff. So she goes into the bar where they're causing mayhem and offers them $300 to go away, and they're gonna take the money and rough her up. But right as they're starting to do that, she turns into her demon form, and I don't even think she knows that she's that yet. And
the cover looks like Ghost Rider at first.
It turns out that the bikers are also demons that were sent there to cause all sorts of havoc. And it turns out that the boy is the angel. I thought it was reversed. Maybe I just didn't pay attention close enough. But
we came out.
And then at the end of the issue, her dog goes through the dog door. And, what?
It's God.
and goes to the fence where there's some kind of, I don't know who's at the other end of the fence, but the dog starts speaking some kind of language. Basically, he says something, and the guy says, "All right, it seems like the other side has made their first move. We'll just have to make the last one." So, there's enough intrigue to make it worth coming back for. And
it would just be funny if turns out the dog is actually God, and it's just DOG spelled backwards God. It's I got from the gist, from the when I first saw the preview, that they don't know that they actually are an angel,
right?
Right. But I think they're naturally drawn to hate each other.
Well, that's what they're supposed to, but I don't think that's the twist.
Okay,
they don't. I think they're actually friends.
Yeah,
and it'll probably come down to, can they remain friends when they are predisposed to be opposed to each other?
And they're what, teenagers, right?
Like 13, yeah.
Yeah, so they're not. It's not like they're gonna go with their whole romance angle, which is refreshing because probably
not that. Number 4, Superman 21.
Oh, you got the cover, nice.
Yeah,
I forgot about it. I could have grabbed that one.
Honestly, I'm already a little bit tired of Superwoman.
Are you super tired?
Yeah, it's just I didn't mind it when Supergirl makes that joke, "Oh, you've been Superwoman for 5 minutes, and you're already telling everybody how to do things." And she goes, "I'm just kidding, but maybe not." Because Supergirl is kind of a bitch now. But like I said, she comes in, she's already better than Clark at everything. She moves the boulder easier than he does, and like I said,
she's She-Hulk.
Yeah,
MCU.
Enough. My favorite part was the Lex interlude.
Yeah, I know.
When the Jimmy and Siobhan, when they're just sitting there and doing nothing.
Just watching TV, cuddling. That's all they're doing. I'm like,
nothing.
Why is this in this? A page.
Yeah, but so I don't know. I don't dislike it, but again, like I said, this better be a storyline, and that better be it for Lois as Superwoman when it's over.
They already revealed that she's got Zod's powers, so they hinted Zod. They're like, I'm wondering when Zod's gonna show up and be like he's gonna try and kill her to get his powers back or something like that.
Number 3, Batman Long Halloween. Last Halloween, good, not great. I guess it's been the weakest one of the 4 so far.
Really?
Yeah, the over reliance on the bat and the cat, it's starting to filter into everything now.
Well, they were dating in the original of the second volume.
I know, but his commitment to his son isn't enough to bring him back. His mission in life isn't, but a kiss from a cat burglar that he's infatuated with, that does it. Okay, yeah, I know love conquers all, but
I mean, he probably at this point, you saw how Robin is. He probably hates the boy.
It's just I don't know. Maybe I'm just tired of it. I said, I mean, I'm still loving the series, and I'm definitely in for the long haul.
But I won't blame the Bat Cat thing on Tom King. That's been happening way before him.
No, I didn't blame it on Tom.
No, but I mean, like, everybody was brought in. Tom King ruins comics. Yeah, it's like, it is true, but yeah, he's not responsible for the whole Bat Cat.
No, it's just I said it's just I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if there's anything else that could have been done about that, but it's just, to me, it just. And then last page, hi Joker. But I do like the fact that he had everybody's
weapons. It's like the Mad Hatter's hat and everything. I was just like, this is bad. If he's got everybody's toy, the villain's toys, and just thinking like, what is he up to now? But
number 2, Geiger. Let's talk about. This was a good battle issue, and I like when Tariq was. When he was starting to lose it, and attacked. What's the other guy's name? Why can't I ever remember his name?
Something Knight, something.
Yeah. No. The bad guy was the Knight, right?
I thought it was Nuclear Knight or something like that.
But the guy that was a bad guy, but now is helping Tariq.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Is.
Wait. When he was attacking that guy, you noticed that Barney attacked Geiger because he knew he was in the wrong. And I like that. That was a nice touch. And so this I'm starting to like this series a little more with each issue. Yeah, it's again, dystopian wastelands aren't my cup of tea, but it's done very well. And number 1, and this is why I said it wouldn't take long.
His name is Nate.
Nate, yeah. We had the same top 3.
Yeah, I kind of figured because oh my gosh.
Redcoat, what a nasty little self-contained story this was. It's like I said, it's in an era where everything is written for a trade. Mm-hmm. We've gotten back-to-back fantastic standalone, or more or less standalone issues.
Right.
If you're not reading Redcoat, people, read Redcoat, people. This is just a great story, great art. I don't know what more I can say about it. It's definitely, worth the time, worth the money, and it's to me, it's outside of the, Johnny Quest, Dick Tracy, Space Ghost, that like those 4. The other one, Flash Gordon, Redcoat is right up there, like one notch below that.
I like I said right now. I think Ghost Machines is doing it's Redcoat and then Junkyard Joe. Geiger is in 3rd for me, but it fluctuates because I'm starting to like the Rockefellers.
Oh, I'm liking everything they're doing. I said Hornsby and Halo is compelling to me.
Yeah, I mean, I like all of them, but I'm just saying as far as like the favorites. So
yeah, I mean they're getting they're getting the job done.
Jackson, Jeff Johns writes everything. He's the main writer for all the books.
No, he's not writing everything because
I think he's right.
Tomasi writes Hornsby and Halo.
Well, yeah, but I mean like the main books, Geiger and
Geiger and Redcoat, yeah,
and Junkyard Joe. Yeah.
And the only reason why I don't put this on the same level as the others,
he's also doing Hyde Street too.
I said I'm an old man, and the books I mentioned are characters from either my youth or long before I was born, so I'm more attached to those. Whereas these characters have been around for a couple of years, but for characters who've only been around for a couple of years, I'm really, really enjoying these.
Yes.
So anyway, I'm going to let Geekeasy do his, and then I'll come back and show the books I got the other day.
All right.
And I have one.
You can show that one if you want. I've got a couple.
Well, I don't have anything to show. I just read one new comic book this week because I was going to do a.
What did you read?
Let me look it up here to get the title proper. And right now I'm buying all the new comics anyway. Holiday Tales to Astonish. It's I'm going to be doing a review for the From the Long Box. It's Marvel's this year's Christmas special. Okay, first the good. Now on to the bad. I don't think that I could share this out. For some reason, the CD's display never shares out. First story we get is a Fantastic Four story. There's Dr. Doom is stealing toys from the kids around the city, and
the city.
And so obviously the Fantastic Four, who are throwing a Christmas party at the time, Sue's like, I'll just let other people handle it. And they're like, it's Dr. Doom. And they find out, wait a second, Dr. Doom is stealing toys from kids around the city. Just doesn't seem like Dr. Doom. And so Johnny, with a porn stash, by the way, not kidding. Like I said, I really wish I could show you this.
I don't want to see it.
Oh, did you guys already talk about this?
I don't want to see his porn stash.
He's got that in the Ryan North book.
Yeah.
This is it looks horrible, by the way. And so you know what? Fuck it. They stop Dr. Doom and they find out it's a Doom bot. A whole bunch of kids found an old Doom bot and they hacked it to go around stealing the big collector's item Christmas present so they could resell it on eBay. I'm like, why don't you fucking sell the Doom bot, you dumbasses?
What?
You think that might not sell for $1 or $2?
Here's the big difference between that book and the 2005 holiday special. The girl actually reprograms an Ultron, one of the Ultron robots, to become a Santa because she wanted to prove to kids that's because she loves Santa, and they say that, oh, Santa's not real, so she makes her own Santa to fly around, but it ends up attacking the Avengers, and at the end, the Avengers pretty much says like, because she was going to turn herself in, and she said they basically, it's a heartwarming thing. They basically throw a party at her lab because, well, she ruined their mansion.
So basically what you're saying is not only did this suck, it's an actual grab from another holiday.
You know why they didn't sell the Doom bot? Buy a man a fish, feed him for a day.
Of course, yeah.
Teach a man to fish.
Also,
yeah.
Wasn't there? I could have sworn that somebody else had their own Doom bot in the Marvel universe, and it was in a She-Hulk book, wasn't it? Dan Slott? Wasn't there a guy?
I don't remember if they did. It might have. Sounds something.
It sounds amazing. It sounds actually even recent. Actually, you know what? It was in the Rainbow Rowell.
Moon Girl and Doombot.
Yeah.
Sound right.
The second one is possibly the laziest I've read in a long time. It takes place when Kitty Pryde has just joined the X-Men, and it goes through her greatest hits.
Hey, did you know
it's not, because she has always been small, but it goes with her meeting the X-Men, her going through the Dazzler bit and the Hellfire Club, her fighting the alien, and it's supposed to be 1 week. It's supposed to be all of this happened in 1 week, and it was during Hanukkah. And it literally is what was that episode of South Park? Remember the alien? Remember the Hellfire Club? Remember and that's this entire issue, and it doesn't even make sense because it all took place over Hanukkah, according to this particular story, which is it was really, really bad. The best of them was it was okay, tops. Miles Morales feeling bad that he can't have a life and be Spider-Man. He finds a friend at a coffee shop that wants to hang out with him, and he goes to hang out with him, and Spider-Man shows up, sees Miles, he's fighting Hydra Man, and he says, well, it's time for you to suit up, and so Miles has to leave his new friend, who then dumps him as a friend. And it's all about everything a Spider-Man gives up. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. Spider-Man's beating Hydra Man by himself. Why is he like, oh, I can't stop him by myself? You did before. But I don't know. It was that was the most okay.
I have a question.
It still sucked. What's up?
The first story, the kids that hacked the Doombot, were any of them white boys?
Also,
Or did it look like the Benetton ad that most Marvel?
well,
comics are
here's
like?
the thing.
I can actually check that out right now.
Okay.
Eric, can we actually believe him? He's lying. He's a Florida man. He's actually Indiana man.
It looks like they're colored with a little bit of brown on their skin, but they could be white guys. But it looks like one's white and one's, well, in all honesty, an American Indian.
I got a good rebranding for you. Change your channel called The Man from Indiana.
Right. This.
That's what you should do.
You know, the art is subpar on all of them too. It's this isn't going to be a good review. Who do we have here? Writer is Gene Old Lang Syne Yang. Artist is Dylan Bumbley on the Spider-Man.
All Tumblr artists and new writers. Yeah, Yep.
And let's see the what you call it? It's the X-Men.
It came out last week, I think. This holiday special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm late. I had things on my mind.
Not only you're late, but you're also read a bad book this late.
I did. I don't even see a creative team on the X-Men one. They're like, no, I'm not putting my name on that shit. Nope. But yeah, twas not good. Oh wait, hold on. The X-Men was Daniel Kibblesmith, and the artist was Attico Pancake Olive or something like that. Oh no,
Actually, might be
Patrick Olive.
I guess so.
He's actually a good artist. He did Spider Girls in the '90s.
Well, this is the best art in the book, but he was slumming.
That might be actually a month old.
And then the Spider. Oh, look, that's got it all right here.
It
by Jerry Dugan and Phil Noto as the artist.
Yeah, Gary Duggan.
Sucks. That art sucks.
He's God. What happened to him?
And Pat Pancake Olive potato. It just says.
So artist is Pat Olive, and Phil Noto.
And Daniel Kibblesmith is the writer of the X-Men, and then Gene Yang and Dylan. It was not good, guys. I'm spending too much time on. I will be doing a bad comic beatdown review on the From the Lung Box. So
but you should have looked at the actual variant cover. They had a throwback variant cover, wraparound variants, homage, and it has, instead of Spider-Man on there, it has Miles Morales Spider-Man, Johnny Storm, Human Torch, Thor, Hulk, not Captain America, Sam Wilson, and the Thing. Yeah.
Oh well, this is a bunch of characters fighting an evil snowman.
No, and I know. The variant cover was the Marvel Treasure Edition special. And they ripped it off and put the crappy substitute Spider-Man and not Captain America in there.
I do have some things to show off though, and by the way, I'm happy that I am not the worst present rapper. This is for Zach. Alrighty.
Did you get him a whiteboard?
A what? No.
It's chalk. It's white chalk.
This is for LK.
Oh,
actually, this one's done well, but
I didn't know you could rap bitterness.
Wait, for LK, is it like those like missing flyers?
This is I'm not. No, this is for RDV.
Right it's a photo of E. I've always wanted one of those. Wait, I get one every year from Puppetine.
Eric Green has a hardcover coming to him.
The funny thing, he's showing all these are all like fake gifts. There's nothing in them.
Thanks, but that's not necessary.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take his gift. He doesn't want it.
Yeah, it'll stay right here if you want it. And now, I don't touch gifts. I don't touch presents. If anybody buys me anything, they put it on the tree. I will not touch it. I refuse to.
You just touched them.
No, these are for you guys. Because when I do, I automatically know exactly what it is. Auction the gifts. You know what? I'll tell you what. If Dom shows up, just as a joke, I'll put the gifts on the thing.
Don't even tell us what it is. Just put a blind.
I have no idea what I didn't open. I mean,
exactly.
He's not good at wrapping, and this is very thin paper. So actually, LK's has opened a little bit, and I do see what.
So Dominic wrapped these up.
Yeah, Dominic is giving.
I thought you bought these. I was like, what are you buying as gifts for with your money?
No, Dominic bought these for the crew. He says thank you very much. He feels that we're all friends and wanted to get a little something.
Very nice of him.
Well, the good thing is that if there's an anthrax in them, you've already got them.
This is a hardcover.
Come in.
And judging by the size,
it's Todd Knock.
Judging by the size and the fact that, as you see, it's to Maranya. This is the Iron Man Omnibus. I'll send it along, Maranya. I want to know if I'm right. This is Iron Man's Omnibus right here. I can't see it. It's all right. This is the one gift that didn't suffer.
You know what it is? It's the Iron Man Cantwell hardcover.
I can't do the same with Eric's, but what I'm thinking is he's got a hardcover and he's got some individual books on top. So my thinking is what story has Eric talked about recently? And that's what the book is.
Yeah, I'm confused too because Eric doesn't really talk about all the older stuff. Because if he does, he's showing the book off. He hasn't.
I know, right? This is individual comics also, it feels like. My guess is we're looking at something cheesecake-ish because even though you're a little bit removed from that, you still have that.
Probably something signed. Maybe
you have that reputation. Yeah.
Speaking of which, Billy Tucci.
This one tore in translation in transportation right there. So.
Oh.
Yep.
Woo!
Yeah. And literally, Zach's has opened. Now, I haven't looked, but I see a little bit of yellow, so I'm thinking it's. I could actually bring this one. I think it's the Flash Savage Velocity. So there you go. But I don't like to do. I'm very good at guessing presents, so I don't touch presents when they're under the tree because I don't. One year I guessed everything, and it was a shitty Christmas.
It's kind of what I used to do as a kid. My parents would give me like action figure. I don't even have to touch. I just look at I know that's a picture, and then And after a while, my brother-in-law is like, I just got tired of buying gifts because it's always yeah, why do you wrap it, bro? Just give it to me.
I knew what I got. Gail got me a few things, and I knew exactly what they were as soon as I picked them up. I was like, this is this, this is this, this is this, So, which I figure if you guys want when we're on, we do a live stream on my channel, we can do a little haul video if y'all want or something, that will be a subject. But anyway, I really wanted to show off that you guys got something for Christmas and such, and I've got it over here.
So you want to go live on your house when we're done here?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, we can do that.
Jeffy, you awake?
I'm gonna drop out though, so I can take care of some business.
Yeah, I was.
You kids have fun.
Yeah, I was.
Send the link and we'll be over after this.
All right.
I was thinking that was kind of a long one book, but that's okay. I just thought it was going to be. Okay, I've got 11. I didn't have a chance to read any of them.
And that's it for this night. We're out of time.
But I went to the movies this morning, and then also our stuff was really late. I didn't get it until almost 3 o'clock our time, and it's only 6:40 our time now. And I had to finish reading something, which I'll show you here in a bit. So I didn't get to read any of them, but I'm going to show you the stuff in the order that I'm going to read them. And I've got 11. Number 11 is Dust to Dust. I'm not sure if this was this week's or last week's, but I think it was this week's.
I couldn't even tell if it's from this year.
Oh, it's this year. But
never heard of it. Must be new.
Yes, that's what I was saying. It was either this week's or last week's. Number 10. I was thinking about dropping this title, but this is a a new story arc, Salmon Twitch number 9.
You can still drop it. It's still on the ground.
True. That'd be a good way to drop it. That'd be 10, 11, 10. 9 is the new Creep Shows. Breen,
You're still going with that.
Yeah, have you been liking this, Breen?
I gave up on that 2 volumes ago.
Yeah.
Did I make a mistake, or did I make
I don't
the
know.
right call?
I seem to remember some of them are okay, some of them are not.
I'm still getting double doses of disappointment every month with those fake EC books. So
yeah.
I figure that's enough bad decisions for me.
True.
Right.
And then the next one, Blade the Red Band. This is actually a good series.
I did not decide not to get that series. I missed the first one. I was like, I'll wait for a trade.
And then we've got the new Justice League, but you guys already went over that. I said I haven't read any of these yet, so I can't.
Well, it's been a while since we talked about it. We had someone else talk for half an hour, so you want to refresh everybody's memory.
And then I picked this one up. I know this one came up last week, but I picked it up on your guys' recommendation. The
one shot, yeah.
Yes.
It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I picked it up because you guys were saying that it was really good.
It's what I thought it was like originally going to be like 2 separate stories, but no, they're actually the second story is connected to the first story. Green Lanterns in both stories.
And then the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is Detective number 1092. I'm going to see if this is okay. Yeah, I normally don't buy Tom Taylor stuff, but I wanted to see if this is better than
Nightwing.
Ram. No, I never read Ram V. I mean, Nightwing. I want to see if this is better than Ram V's. And then,
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's better than Ram V's.
Yes.
Detective Comics. But
number 4, Moon Knight. Really enjoying this run.
Yeah, like I said, the way I'd solve that is put Moon Knight Volume 4, whatever the subtitle is, and then it's like when they started, if they were launching with the new, call it Volume 5,
and
treat it like manga.
And then it seems like we're going for 3 for 3 on the top 3, but it's just in a little bit different order.
Oh,
but of course I haven't read them yet, so I can't put them in a order that I liked. Geiger, Red Coat, and Long Halloween. Now that's the order that I'm going to read them, but I don't know whether or not they're going to be any good or not.
I always rule of thumb. I always like when you're the books I know I'm gonna love. I always put those last.
Yeah, that's what I put ones that I'm not sure about on top, and then I always I knew that I was gonna like those 3.
Batman, the Batman Silent Night. I always read that last because if I read that, I'm gonna hate everything else.
Yeah, but then last Friday, I was hoping I'd get this in time for this last Thursday, but I didn't get it. But I got it Friday, and this is what I was finishing reading today. I mean, I burned through it. I have 2 single issue things left. Bruce Wayne.
Dang.
Yeah, it's 1,100 something pages. Brubaker, Rucka, and all this stuff. It was just an incredible.
You're up
book.
in the middle of nowhere. We're surrounded by snow. You might as well just keep reading.
Yeah, and it's not like I have a job anymore anyway. But I burned through this. This is incredible.
There's not much on TV anyway, so unless you can.
And so this was super incredible. I loved it. Some of the best Batman I've read. And the other day, I think I mentioned this last night when I was watching you guys' stream. I went into our half-price bookstore called Tidal Wave, and I was going through it, and I saw a John Byrne book. Picked it up, and this is a score, not only because of the book, but what's inside of it, and I'll show you here in a second. It's John Byrne's Danger Unlimited, The Phoenix Agenda, which, if you actually kind of look at it, it sort of reminds you of something. Of a team, but that's not the awesome part, or it's part of the awesome.
It's signed. Nice.
It is number 79 of 1,000 in a limited edition of Danger Unlimited, and it's
That's
signed.
cool.
And someone actually got rid of it, so I loved it. And it's I started to read it, but then I was like, hey, I need to finish the Batman.
I wonder if the shop even knew it was signed.
I'm sure they looked through it, and I'm sure they just
Yeah.
don't care. But if they knew what they were doing, they should have just jacked the price up on it, or sold it to somebody else. Because there's someone like me who would have bought it if they'd found it. I didn't know, and I just got it off the shelf and started flipping through it, and I saw the first page. I was like, okay.
The thing I don't like is when I don't mind signed books, but as long as it's signed by the writer or the main artist. I don't want the colors or their letter or the anchor signing it.
Yeah, and also I'm not going to get one if it's like to Billy Bob Joe Mike. I want just the signature on it.
If it says "Let's Go Brandon" on there, I'm Brandon.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting it. But
who cares?
But then I got a package in the mail today, which where I was a couple of Wednesdays ago, and my mom said, do you want these? There's some videos that my dad had, some old horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
And because that's not her bag, I got a whole box full of like these old, classic horror movies.
Nice.
Hammer
films or just random ones?
Hammer films. This is things like the Inner Sanctum mysteries. There's one of like 3 or 4 of them of old Twilight Zones. Boris Karloff collection. Well, there's one that is like old. There's like 2 or 3 of different Hammer film stuff, and just all the stuff. And I cannot wait to start going through these. But the first one I'm going to read or watch, is at some point she was talking about the worst movies she had ever seen, and it was a movie she had seen with my dad when she was dating him, and it was called The Brain That Wouldn't Die. She said it was the worst movie she had ever seen. Of course, knowing how little she likes horror movies, I'm skeptical of how bad it is, but it ought to be pretty good. But in that collection, number 2 on here, so I told her that's the first movie I'm watching.
The Brain That Wouldn't Die. That's AOC, right?
Yes. Or the 1930 something.
Kind of feels like that's how we're gonna be soon. Like no matter what, it's like we're gonna just keep subjecting us to horror.
But so I just want to show this. But there's the Batman thing was really cool, and I was so pleased when I saw that this was signed. I'm like, I'm definitely getting this.
Bad Comics. I saw that movie. Suburban Sasquatch or the SS. It's one big Bigfoot for the Fuhrer.
I don't think she would see that because, like I said, she is more of a BritBox type of person as opposed to, she loves Downton Abbey. She and my older sister would be doing that. Well,
a lot of the Italian horrors are really disturbing.
Yes, I consider Downton Abbey, British horror, but that's just me.
Horror or horror?
Sure, whatever. That horror is a horror. But
didn't Downton Abbey used to write articles, Dear Downton Abbey?
Yes, that was her British cousin. So and then I also just got some boards. Didn't need any bags because our shop will, if they have a mature book, they'll bag it. So I just saved up a bunch of bags so I don't need to buy bags. But
fun.
That's it.
Alrighty, kids. Did you guys see anything that you liked?
Yeah, that right here. I mean, a lot of people would anyway.
I kept seeing your name or seeing your shirt says Pittsburgh on there, and I kept thinking about it. You heard about Britt Baker and Adam Cole are no longer a thing. They broke up.
Huh?
You're not an AEW fan?
I haven't watched it in a while.
No, Britt Baker was dating Adam Cole he was originally from NXT Undisputed. They're yeah. I'm always shocked when I see people who are like together for a long time, just suddenly just like decide to end it. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, you forget they're actual people,
right?
That have the same problems as everybody else, and it's like, no, we want them together. There are you know. But yeah,
it just feels like she was with them like their whole entire thing, and then she just like they break up right after he comes back to wrestling as his big debut, and so it's like, okay, we're done now. I did my part. It's like I don't know, like you don't know what the real reason why they break up, but apparently they're friends. Yeah. I'm talking about
together for 61 years.
Yeah. Why can't people just be nice and offer them like their host, like the Godfather did to William Regal? He offered him 3 hosts.
Yeah. Did you see the one where he was the Godfather was trying to get the Undertaker to partake in the host? That was funny because Calloway was talking about it on a behind the scenes things, and he said he was about ready to kill him because he's sitting there trying to bite the inside of his lip to keep him. He was trying to make him break.
Yeah, and
he was probably one of the 2 people that came closest to making him break.
Every time I watch, just his channel on Twitter or not channel, but like account. They're always posting old stuff, and like every time they show Stone Cold Steve Austin, the glass breaks, and just how loud the crowd is.
Oh, he gets one of the biggest pops.
I've never heard anybody in current today's WWE wrestling ever get a pop that big.
Nope.
No. But
the guy was a pop meister.
Well, Shawn Michaels used to get them that big too, a lot of them, and like it was just awesome.
Austin's regular pops were comparable to returning popular wrestlers.
Yes,
the first time that's a Pavlovian response from the crowd.
There was some like Bret Hart, Undertaker would get a pop, but he wouldn't. Not Undertaker, but what's his name? Ultimate Warrior would get a pop, but not that big. He got a big pop.
When Austin would come out, you never knew what to expect. All you knew is that someone's getting their ass whooped.
Yeah.
And then there's
I just love that.
Yeah,
there's just that stride that he did. It was more of a strut. He's just coming in and going, the all business, I'm gonna mess you up strut that he had.
I know there's some people who hate the what chants, but honestly, I love them still.
Those and you still hear them a little bit here and there. I thought they like the first time they brought Goldberg out in WWE when you heard the and then boom, 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 the crowd, that was like an Austin like pop, but Austin got it every week. So yeah, it was just, like I said, that's straight up. Just
or they're talking about the when they did the before they were doing it was Marvel, or not Marvel, but Raw and SmackDown still did the drafts. There was a one time where JR got drafted to SmackDown and Cole got drafted to Raw. It turns out, like, behind the scenes, apparently Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler were pissed. And they broke them
I
up.
heard about that.
Yeah,
and obviously you also got that big a pop with "If You Smell" by the time Smell came out.
Yeah,
the crowd
but I think Stone Cold was a little bigger.
I'm sure somebody has run the numbers on that in decimal levels and stuff.
Well, you can tell, like, in the special when you have a Rock versus Stone Cold for like the championship match and all that stuff, it's always like it's great.
But if you look at some of the OG greats like Undertaker and all that, they will put. They said, "Okay, give me your."
Undertaker's popular, but I don't see him getting the pops like everybody else.
I know, but I'm just saying they talk to him and say, "Give me your Mount Rushmore." He put people like him would put Stone Cold on there, but none of them have The Rock.
For me, The Undertaker, it's like I think most people were fans of Undertaker because he always won a WrestleMania. That was a stick.
Right.
So,
No, but I'm just he had so much respect of the people from the back,
yeah,
and that's why but he's
yeah,
people had a good things, but that guy was knowledgeable, and if he puts Stone Cold over The Rock, I mean, and I like The Rock too.
yeah. I guess I still like the American Badass version. We did the last ride, the giant freaking power bomb, like
Yep.
because no, until this day, no other freaking guy that his height does the power bomb like that. Everyone does the choke slam, like it's pointless, Especially when the Big Show came in from WCW and WWE and started doing the choke slam. It's like, okay, Kane choke slam, Big Show choke slam.
Well,
It's like it's just got the point. It's like everybody doing the super kick today.
it kind of made sense to have Kane start doing it
Because
he's like the opposite, the brothers and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, but everyone else doing it, and I don't like the super kick, and then you have KO doing the stunner. Now it's like, no.
But I was watching Dynamite from yesterday, and Daniel Garcia did the Randy Orton the rope drop DDT, but instead he did a swing neck breaker instead. But he basically did the taunt that Randy Orton does. They follow him.
Now I love the Orton RKO. That's just he can pop that thing from anywhere.
Well, there was a debate on Twitter. It said Diamond Cutter, or DDP, or the RKO. What is your favorite? Because the Diamond Cutter was really good. Something what DDP would did.
But I think the RKO has a little bit more popular because he can put it anywhere. I mean,
that was their gimmick. From out of nowhere, he'd pop up and just give you RKO.
Yeah, I mean, like some guys jumping from the top rope, and he manages to put it on him from the top. While the guy's halfway down from the top rope. And
then I saw apparently Rob Van Dam was posting about he's tired of seeing wrestlers where they're doing the clotheslines where it's clearly like 10 feet above the other wrestler's head.
Yeah.
And then of course, all hell broke into this because somebody said, like, oh, I guess the AEW people are in trouble then. And just like, I hate that when people are just like so tribal. Like, I don't like current WWE, but I don't, like I said, I don't choose not to watch it. I do like AEW, but AEW has its own faults too. But I said, like, I just don't understand the going online and just saying like, oh yeah, everything sucks, with this company. But I like this one instead.
Well, I saw you last night. Garcia was in a match, and WWE stands. A couple of them
were mad.
Yeah, we're making fun of him, about being a Chippendale stancer. So they realized that the reason why he's in AEW is because they bid more than Levesque to keep him.
Mm-hmm.
Levesque wanted him, and I can promise you, if he was in WWE, that's all that Chippendale shit would be as prominent as Bianca's hair flip, and WWE fans would love it. Because it's WWE.
Yeah, and I do not like that.
Yeah.
Well, and Garcia got away from the Chippendale shit.
Yeah.
Because he moved on because they wanted to make him a more serious competitor. But
and then you had was it King Ricochet? Ricochet. He's been doing that heel bit where he's like just making fun of the crowd and stuff and just like do all that. And he got in someone on Twitter started engaging with him, and he's still doing the kayfabe, character.
Is his old lady coming in as an announcer?
No, she's not. She's pursuing a singing career.
Ah, okay.
What she normally wanted to do, but she basically went to the WWE, did that for a while, but now she's wanting to do her own personal thing. But so basically some guy said like, oh yeah, when's your girlfriend come in so she can talk for you on the microphone because you suck. Yeah. So then, or we were like, "Oh my gosh, that guy just cooked,
cooked Ricochet."
I was like, "Do you realize he's doing an act right now? He's not really coming at you as
Did you see where he was complaining that he was getting his hair pulled?
Yeah, I saw that in the match against Darby Allin. He's like, the ref's like, you don't got a hair. But I also noticed that the ref was really like interfering with a lot of stuff too. Like,
I said, sorry,
but
Ricochet is doing really well.
For Hill,
Shelton Benjamin is
over.
Is phenomenal.
Yeah,
he's 50.
Yeah, and he wasn't really over in WWE. I remember.
Well,
when
they
weren't
were
doing
done
well.
with him.
Yeah, but I mean, when I was watching too, I think he came back in 2016 or 17. WWE over there. I was watching it. I remember he came back, and they he was hot for about a week, and then they just kind of squandered him. Kind of what they complain about AEW doing. The wrestlers, WWE was doing it too.
Oh, but it's okay when they do it.
Of course, it is. Yes. It's I said, watch both if you like it both, or watch one or the other. But they sit there online and say it's like, oh, I hate this company. I hate this company.
There's a lot more people pushing back on the WWE stance now for that.
Yeah,
and
I'm glad. I said, but Jay is saying wake up to Jackson because Jackson is sleeping. What's he got here? Bald dude with the porn stash. What?
You might be talking about Stone Cold. Maybe.
Oh, you talking about Dax?
Yeah, Dax Harwood.
Yeah. That's from FTR. Which has a match up, and like I said, I'll be watching probably Saturday or no.
I'll probably have that on during the auction. It is Saturday night. Oh, yeah. But a WWE house show sold more tickets. AEW, take that.
Also, the other thing I want to know is the Tony Storm angle, where she's got amnesia, where she basically she thinks she's basically just joined AEW. She's like, I'm all elite, she keeps reinventing herself, which I think is really cool.
She's got more going on. I think there are some talented ladies in WWE, but I think Toni Storm is better than all of them right now.
If anything, I wonder if she's getting help from Jericho, because Jericho is constantly reinventing himself too.
Yeah, that's just when you said she was reinventing herself. I was thinking Jericho, because that guy is a reinvention meister.
But the best one is where Jericho punches Shawn Michaels' wife.
That's how but should we wrap this up and head over to the other room and do the same thing there that we're doing here?
Yeah, we'll talk about wrestling or eat until he drops off.
I'll show my comic shop books over there.
Yes. So check out the Ko-Fi link. Go across. If you want to help support the channel, you can drop $1. It basically goes to paying for the books and also StreamYard. StreamYard, we use this the broadcast to you. We also read books as well through Comixology. So every dollar helps pay for with the expenses. And also, you can also help the channel just by sharing out these live streams, showing up, interacting in the chat like Bad Comics Review does every single week, because he's awesome. Same with Marania, Jay, Jackson. Yes, we acknowledge Jackson here, and everyone else that kind of popped up here too. If I don't see your name, I apologize, but we do appreciate everybody who watches this channel and shows up and interacts, because I love having people on the panel talk to, but also people in the chat to respond to as well. Click the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow for some more ratings. Go over to I Love Comics, show him some support. Check out his Ko-Fi link too. Help to keep his lights on and his home. So, see you guys later.
See you.
Good night, kids. Well, for the next till 5.
Good night, adults. Good night, Jay. Good night, Jackson.